Hello. Hello and good evening. Let's just check we're in the right place. Oh, it says I'm live, so let's have a look. Oh, let's try again. There we are. Brilliant. Ah, there we go. Fantastic. Live chat. Hello, Sally. Hello. Oh, I can see there's a few people joining. Apologies for being a couple of minutes late. I've just been searching through my pack to make with you tonight and realised that for some reason I don't have any trees. So I'm just really hoping that I've given all of you some trees. It may be that I ran out. That's quite likely. So I may have to use some different trees on mine. Hi, Sheena. Hi. If you're just joining, then hop on and say hi so that I know that you're here. Oh, numbers are going up really rapidly now. That's wonderful. I was just saying I've been searching through my my kit for tonight to see where my trees are, and for some reason I don't have any trees, so I'm just hoping that everybody else has trees and it is only me that doesn't have trees. We'll see anyway. We'll work around it. It'll be fine. We'll find a way around it. It'll be absolutely fine. Anyway, if you're joining us tonight, if you're joining me tonight, I should say, I'm on my own tonight. I think Evelyn is out there somewhere. Hi Dee. She's at Mum's for, she's been at Mum's for the week, and we're all meeting up tomorrow again for the weekend, having a weekend in Devon away at the Manor House, so that'll be lovely. So I'm hoping her mum are crafting from Ross on Wye. Anyway, while people are joining, and just getting themselves sorted, I will say, first of all, thank you so much to everybody that joined me for the Christmas extravaganza at the weekend. It was fantastic. We had a really wonderful time. Just lovely and chilled and relaxed, and just really nice to get everybody back together again and having fun. Hi, Marion. Yeah, it was really nice, really lovely. So thank you to everybody who joined. If you weren't able to join, I know there was lots of other things going on that weekend, and there were a few of you that were really sad that you couldn't come. I am planning on doing a spring retreat next year, which will be something new. So that should be good fun, but it'll be a similar kind of thing, all day crafting, food, drink, chat, all the business. So yeah, look out for that. That's coming. And if you feel that you've missed out on your Christmas opportunity for crafting, there's still an online workshop that I'm running. Hi Mum, hi Evelyn. Yeah, I'm doing the same workshop twice. So once in person and once online. The online one is still available to book. And you just need to order your kit online yourself, or let me know so that I can order it for you. But this weekend will be the last time that I'll order before that workshop. So do let me know if you want to join in. The online workshop is on the 25th of November. I don't have any more places left for the in-person, but I do have spaces, obviously limitless online. So if you want to come and join me for that, that's fine. It's in the morning. Also, I've got a Christmas party for those of you who were there on Saturday at Buscott. I was talking about how I'm running a Christmas party like we've done last year, and I think I've done in previous years as well. So it'll be in Place of Coffee Club in December. It's going to be Thursday the 7th of December, and it will be a fun and games kind of entertainment evening. There will be a raffle, there will be mystery stamping, there will be a card to make like we normally do for Coffee Club. So I will design a project and send you all the bits. And there'll also be Sprout Bingo and silly games and things. So if you want to join that, it's Thursday the 7th of December, because of course there won't be any card club in December because it'll be right in the middle of Christmas. So that will be the only workshop in December that's a paid for one. So that's £5, that one. Other couple of quick reminders. We're coming up to the end of October, so there are a few offers that expire at the end of October. The first one is the joining offer. So this is our 35% off the price or 35% more product, which loads of you have got on board with and are absolutely loving. So I think I've had 6 new people join me this week, which is amazing. So thank you for that. If you've joined me, that's wonderful. And I will be doing, I'll do a little Zoom or a Facebook Live or something for all of you that have joined once the joining offer is finished, just to talk you through the basics of ordering and what the benefits are, what you get and stuff. So you can then decide what you do with it. No pressure from me whatsoever, but at least if you've got the information, you can decide what you want to do with it. Anyway, the joining offer, the existing one, ends on Tuesday. So last day is Tuesday. So if you were planning on joining, you need to get in there before Tuesday. The link, the join me link, is on my blog, papercraftwithjenny.co.uk, or I think there's a link on the Facebook page as well, if you go onto the main page. Also on Tuesday, the sweet share will expire, and the sweet share is the sweet that we're using tonight. So it's Beary Christmas, and it's also, can't remember what the other papers are called. Bear with me a minute. Something to do with forest. Walk in the forest. That's what it is. So you'll get, instead of one set of papers with this time's sweet share, you get 2 sets. Because it's Christmas, so why not? So you'll get Beary Christmas papers and a Walk in the Forest papers and all the other bits and pieces to go with it. You know the deal, you've seen it before. And you get an ink pad of your choice as well. So that sweet share finishes on Tuesday, and the new sweet share will be what we're using in November, and it's going to be Winter Meadow. So we've got that one to come. Okay, I think that's all the news and all the updates. So just bear with me a moment while I turn all my lights on and turn the camera around, and then I can show you what we're going to be making tonight. So let me just, let's get all the lights on first so that we can see what we're doing. Okie dokie. Turn it around. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's just push it back a little bit. So I've got a bit more, my grid paper is a little bit more in view. A little bit more. I want to get as much grid paper in view as possible so you can see exactly what I'm doing. There we go, that's better. Okay, okie dokie. So this is the 4 cards that we're going to be making tonight. We'll start off with the one that I think I've got trees missing for. So I'm really hoping that everybody's got a couple of these bigger trees as well as some little ones and a little bear. This one, you might have noticed, those of you who were with me on Saturday, that I didn't use any of my fantastic Wink of Stella this year. So I thought it's time to put that to rights and use some Wink of Stella on the trees. So hopefully you can see that little... Yeah, you can see that glistening in the trees. So if you've got a Wink of Stella, you might want to get that one out so that you can use it later on. So that's the first one. These papers are from the Walk in the Forest part of the suite. No bear. Oh, Sally's got no bear, really? Oh, okay. Right, we may have to rectify that then. Let me just show you a moment. Let me just show you where they... So this is all from... What we're using tonight is all from the Christmas catalogue. And you may have missed... You would be forgiven for having missed the Walk in the Forest. It's right at the very, very beginning. And it's lots of Christmas trees and little bears. These are the papers down the side here. So there's stripes and there's kind of forest trees, abstract trees, there's berries, bears, all kinds of things. So that's part of what we're using. And then the second part is here on page 22, which is the Beary Christmas suite. And we're using these papers down the bottom here, and various other bits and pieces. So let's just put that to one side a moment. So that's the first card. Then we've got this one here, which I'm sure somebody will tell me what this this card design is called. I can't actually remember myself. Now, you won't have any of this stuff in the middle. That was deliberate. I want you to delve into your stash afterwards and find something to put in the middle of this card. So I'm going to show you how to make it, all the outside bit, but I want you to find something to go in the middle. So it might be that you've got a Christmas tree you can put in the middle, or some foliage like I've got, some pine cones and whatnot, berries and things, or it might be another polar bear, or it could be anything that you've got in the middle. But I want you to find something in your stash to put in the middle in that one. Then we've got this little cutie. So this one is where we've sliced off the side so that you can see the inside of the card as well. And we're going to be using the deckled circles, which also you might be forgiven for having missed in the catalogue. Let me just find them a moment so you can see them. They have been incredibly popular, not really surprisingly, because they're absolutely brilliant. Oh, here we go. So the deckled circle dies are on page 63 of the catalogue, up in this top right hand corner here. And you might look at them and think, well, you know, that kind of looks, okay, that's a bit plain and boring. Not obvious that the deckled circles have been used on these cards. So, you know, you might have missed those, but they are absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to show you, in fact, I'm going to show you that now, before I show you the other one. So these are kind of the medium-sized deckled circles, I would say. There you go. That's the set of deckled circles. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 circles. 14 circles. Loads of them. Absolutely loads. So these ones are kind of in the middle inner section here. And then the final card that we're making is this one. And as you can see, this deckled circle is one of the bigger outer ones. So they're really versatile, and I'm going to be using these. I'm fairly confident that these are going to go into the annual catalogue next year, and will continue to be available after the Christmas catalogue finishes, because they're just so popular, and these kind of layering dies generally do carry over. So I just wanted to show you a couple of ideas here, but we are going to use more of these. In fact, today I've been designing a card that is going to be the bonus card for next month's monthly card club, and it's a super clever card that's actually made as a circular card. So that's really cool. So so you better have a look at that one. Anyway, let's get cracking first on our bear with the trees, and let's hope you've got some trees, all of you. So what you need first is your Pretty Peacock, one of your Pretty Peacock card bases. I'm going to fold that over on the score line and crease it, and then you should have a piece that's already cut to size, which is kind of a background piece with the trees on it. So we're gonna put that one on first. Ooh, my Stampin' Seal is looking like it might run out this evening, so I wonder how many cards we'll get through before it runs out and I have to change it. I have a feeling it's not going to last very long. So I'm going to open up the card front to stick it down flat onto your card front with just a little bit of a border around the outside. Where's the lid? There it is. And then hopefully you've got some Christmas trees or some woodland trees that you can cut out from one of your other bits of paper. So you might have some bits that look like this that have got some trees on. You might have some trees that look like this. You might have another bit like this. Or you might have, I'm just going to show you this from the front, some trees from this sheet. But what you want to find is a couple of trees, and hopefully some of you have got a bear as well. Tell me if you have got a bear, and if it's just Sally that's not got a bear. I'm really sorry about that, Sally. If you haven't got a bear, you should have a bear. So that's really odd. Anyway, So yeah, so just gonna fussy cut out some trees to be able to layer them on, and then fussy cut out the bear if you've got one. And I am going to show you, once I've cut my trees, I'm going to show you the actual stamp and punch part of the suite, because instead of it being dies for the bear, there's a lovely punch that cuts out the bear instead. And it cuts out the bear in both sets of patterned papers. So it cuts out the bear that is just looking kind of in his natural environment, shall we say. But it also cuts out the bear that has the little jumper on as well. So I'll show you that one in a moment. I need a bin. Hold on a minute for all my bits. There we go. Let's just stick that over here a minute. There we go. So I've got that one that's going to jump up off the page a bit. I'm going to have a couple of these little tiny trees as well. At least these trees, I know for people who don't like fussy cutting, at least these trees are pretty easy to cut out because they're fairly, they've got nice straight sides, so they're not challenging to cut out, which is quite good. And you can have as many trees as you've got, really, as many as you want to cut out. You can have lots, you can have not very many, you can have big trees, little trees, whatever you've got in your papers there. Sally's used a polar bear instead. Fabulous. That's good then. That's good. I'm going to use a polar bear as well because I don't have a bear either. So I'm going to use a polar bear too. I'm also going to use this tree. The great thing about layering like this as well is that you don't have to have a complete tree to be able to layer it and use it in your scene, because you can hide bits of the tree that are missing by putting it behind another tree. So if you've got the edge of the papers, I'll show you what I mean in a minute, and your tree is just going off the edge of the papers, rather than wasting that bit of pattern paper. So for example here, you've got this nice tree that goes off the edge. You can still cut that one out and then layer it up with another one in front so that it covers up the edge that's missing there. So let me get rid of the ones that I'm not going to use. There we go. So my trees are quite small because for some reason, like I say, I don't seem to have any of the trees that I've hopefully given everybody else. But what I will show you is the little polar bear. So this is from the Beary Christmas suite, and everybody should have one like this, one polar bear in their paper that looks like this, which has got is standing next to a Christmas tree. So don't cut that one out, because that one we're going to use in a moment on one of the other cards. But you will also have a plain polar bear and a polar bear with a little jumper on. And the brilliant thing about this suite is that the punch cuts out these polar bears, but also cuts out these polar bears with the jumper and without. So it works for all of them, which is really good, because they've very cleverly designed the jumper so that it goes within the lines of the bear's outline. So that's pretty clever. So we will use, I think I'll use the one with the jumper on. So I'm just going to cut him out basically so that I can then punch him out. When you're punching things out of pattern paper, the best way is to turn the punch over so that you can see what you're punching through the back of it. Excuse me. And then you can just line it up. There's always a little bit of a line around, an outline around the outside of our punches. So there you go. Do you know what? I might even cut out that little cutie at the bottom as well, the little baby one, because he's so sweet. I think we've got to have him in the scene as well, I think. You might also notice, those of you who are eagle-eyed, that my snips have got a little bent end to them at the moment. I have actually ordered a brand new pair because I cannot craft without my snips. I love my snips, but I was busy trying to, I can't remember what I was doing now. I was doing something with Evelyn's pyrography. Anyway, we were getting ready for her Christmas sale that she's doing in November. And I managed to bend the end of my snips. Look at that. So they're curving, which now means that they don't snip on the very top. So it's really annoying. Right. I'm going to put all my trees on 3D pads so that they stand out, so that it won't matter that they are blending in a bit with the background scenery here. And my polar bear is also going to go on 3D pads, and the little baby polar bear, all of them, they're all going on 3D dimensionals. Actually, I'm going to use some really small ones for these tiny little trees, I think. And then I'm going to make up a little scene. Here we go. So that's my original. Let's fold the card in half. And let's go with the tallest tree first. Put him over here. So even though it's actually from the same paper, it still stands out from that paper, which is really good and what we want. Let's put some, we want some little trees in the foreground. And then once we finish, we're going to add a bit of Winker's Stella, and it will transform the design into a beautiful and snowy landscape. Here we go. Oops. Does anybody else find that when they've used dimensionals, you end up with them absolutely everywhere, all over yourself? So I've always got dimensional backing stuck to me. There we go. I'll have him kind of walking out of the trees. And his little baby down the bottom here. There we go. And then I've just put a Merry Christmas sentiment at the top there. And that is from the stamp set that goes with the punch. So this is a stamp set and punch bundle instead of a stamp set and die bundle. Let's have a look and see what the price of the bundle is as well for anyone who's interested. So if you happen to look it up. So the bundle price is £40.50 for the stamp set and the punch. So there's the polar bear that the punch will punch out. It's small on the front, but it is actually, there you are, you can see it's the same, exactly the same size look as the polar bear that I've just cut out, both of them. So there we go. And you also get a few extras in this set if you with the stamp set rather than just the polar bear. So you've got a whole family of polar bears. You've got scarf and hat for the polar bears. There's some snowflakes, presents, and you've got some spots to make that present a spotty present if you want. You've also got a Christmas tree that you've got an outline, and you can layer up the branches on top. And then you've got 3 sentiments: Christmas is better together, Merry Christmas, and warm wishes. So let's just grab a bit of white card and I'll stamp the warm wish, Merry Christmas. So on this one, I'm going to do, oh, actually, let's have let's find the right colour. We don't want garden green or shade of spruce. There it is. Pretty peacock is what we want to go with the card base. Just going to stamp. Let's just move him up there a minute. And all I did with the sentiment was literally just cut it out as a rectangle. I did not make too much of a fuss about it. There we go. Yeah, I didn't fuss too much about cutting it out with a punch or a die or anything. I literally just cut it out as it is, and then poked it behind the trees on the original. My trees were a little bit bigger, but you could punch it out if you wanted to. Obviously, that would give you. In fact, that might have been better on this because I've got a bit of a wiggle going on at the bottom there. There we go. That's better. Do other people find that? I think I confidently attack things thinking, oh, this is going to be fine. It's going to look fine. I can cut square. I can cut straight. And then I think, why didn't I get my trimmer out and do it with the trimmer? Because it never is square and it never is straight. Hey ho. Right. So let's stick that one flat down on the card front. Let's get the pads out of the way. There we go. And then finally, to add a wink of Stella, little bit of wink of Stella. You don't need to be too precise about this either. You can just dab it on really. Wherever you can see, the trees need a bit of glisten. And there you go, you can see you've got a bit of, I don't know if you can see that actually, got a bit of shimmer. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can, no, you can barely see that. It's got a lovely sheen on it this end. May show up better when I take a photo when it's dried, don't know. Anyway, you can see the shimmer on that one from the wink of Stella. There we go. So I've got 2 versions now of that card. That's good, wasn't it? Sometimes it's quite handy when things don't quite work out how you think they're going to, because you get a different card that you didn't intend to get out of it. So there we go. Okay, so how's everybody getting on? Has everybody got all the pieces or some pieces that they need to make this card? And shall we have a raffle prize? Yeah, some thumbs up, good. Wonderful, that's good then. Who's crafting along tonight as well? Is everybody crafting along? I'm going to put this one to one side so that it can just dry a minute as well. I don't want it to get too wet. So I'll stick that over there a minute. Yep, got lots of thumbs up, that's good. Okay, let's have a raffle prize then, shall we? Yeah, D, brilliant. Marion's crafting, fab. Okay, so these are the prizes. We've got a pack of the Walk in the Forest paper, so with those lovely trees and the polar bears. So we've got that one. We've got As It Is Halloween, we have, or it's going to be Halloween next week, coffin treat boxes, and I'm going to show you what they look like made up. Where's my, there we are. Here we go. This is what the coffin treat boxes look like when they're made up. Actual coffins, quite a reasonable size. I've put the little skeletons on the front. This is one of my treats for the children that come around the estate on Halloween. Yeah, and Mum and Evelyn are as well, brilliant. So I've got 24 of these to give away, and then I've also today I made 16 little treat pouches as well with some lollies and things in it. So I've got a pack of coffin treat boxes. There are 12, I think, in here. 12 treat boxes, coffin treat boxes. And to finish the Halloween theme, I've got some orange man string, as Marion calls it. So some orange twine as well. Also great for autumn crafting, that kind of thing as well, obviously. So this is pumpkin pie. So let's see who is going to be our first winner. Is ticket number 351. So who's got 351 and what prize would you like? 351 and what prize? And I've got 355, so I'm going to put that there so that I remember that that is my number. So who's got 351? Anybody? Anybody want to claim it? And just a reminder as well, because it was funny, we were talking about it at the weekend at the Christmas extravaganza, that the raffle prizes, if you're watching this on the replay, raffle prizes are available for one full calendar month from when the prize was originally pulled. So you have until this time next month, as in next month's monthly card club, to claim your prize. So if you are watching on the replay, do not despair and think, oh, that was my raffle ticket, I could have won. You can still claim it as long as you claim it before next month's monthly card club. So anybody going to claim 351? Nope. Okay, I'll stick it to my camera stand and we'll try again at the end in case anybody has joined us. Okie dokie, right then. Let's get rid of my raffle prizes a minute. Right, okay. Everybody ready to move on to the next one? Let's find my cards again. Let's have a look. Let's have a go at this one next, shall we? Warm Wishes. The Warm Wishes card. So you're going to need a Knight of Navy card base, which you need to fold over and crease. What have I done with my bone folder? There it is. Knight of Navy card base. You're going to need a white layer, which will go on the top there. You're going to need your piece of polar bear paper, which is the one with the tree and the polar bear on it. And you're going to need your deckled circle with the snowflakes on it. Okay, so once you've got your card base folded and creased, you're going to put that to one side. Just put that out the way for a moment. I'll leave the card there so you can see. And the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to line up this deckled circle, and you're going to stick it down, obviously only to where it covers the white card. So what I would do is line it up, hold on to it, turn it over, mark it, just kind of where you don't want it to be sticking to the card. And then you can put glue on the rest of it. Easier to put wet glue than any other kind of glue, just purely and simply because you can then slide it into place. So turn it over, and you've just got to make sure now that you actually are lining it up with the bit that you have got glue on, so that you don't get it stuck to your desk or whatever you're working on. There we go. And then once you've got that stuck down, you can trim off the excess. Next month we're going to be, as I said, we're going to use the deckled circles again, and I've got a really clever tip on what you can do with the excess from your deckled circle next month. So we're going to be using both the bit that we've cut off like this and the excess bit as well. So then once you've got your deckled circle in place, then stamp your sentiment in the corner. So I'm just hoping I've left enough room for the warm wishes, otherwise we might have to have a smaller sentiment. Oh no, I think we should be okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, oops. Let's straighten it up actually. There we go. So I'm using Night of Navy ink for my sentiment, so it matches in with the card base. And I'm going with the warm wishes. There we go. I'm going to get rid of the ink before I do anything else so that I don't get ink all over my fingers. And actually, oops, knocked one of my lights over. I'm also going to clean my stamp before anything else as well. Because I've now got 2 sentiment stamps that need cleaning, so I'm going to clean them both. We're using the Stampin' Scrub. Otherwise I shan't have a block to use. There we go. I can peel that one off. Put it back in the stamp set, and the same with the Merry Christmas from that first card as well. There we go. Good housekeeping to clean up afterwards. Here we are. Okay, so once you've got that stamped and your deckled circle stuck, you can then go back to your card base, and then you can stick your stick this to your card base. So to the front of your card. I'm just sticking it flat down. There we go. Oh, that light is just determined not to stay up, isn't it? I have even got something propping it up, but it's determined not to play today. Why that is, I do not know. There we go. Okay. And then it's back to your polar bear with the Christmas tree, and you'll notice there's some presents. We're not going to do the presents now. We're going to come back to the presents later on. So for now, all you need to cut out, and it is fussy cutting, I'm afraid, but is your polar bear with the Christmas tree and the rabbit with the star on his nose. So just, again, just allow a little border around the outside, like we always do around the edge of, if we're fussy cutting anything. Just to make it look really neat and professional, because that's what you'd get if you were punching out a shape, and that's what you'd get if you were die cutting as well. So if you allow just a little bit around the edge, then it just does look a lot tidier. There we go. Nearly cut his foot off then. I should be concentrating. There we go, that's better. And then he's going to go on 3D pads, on dimensionals, So you're going to need quite a few over him so that he doesn't have a soggy middle. And he's going to go on to that deckled circle. Around about there. And then that's him done for the time being, and we're going to come back to him afterwards because we need to cut out make sure we've got enough from our parcel paper before we cut out a few extra little parcels to go at the bottom of the tree. So we're going to come back to him in a bit. So I'll just leave those on the table for a moment while you finish off. Just have a quick slurp of my tea. And then we'll go on to the parcel card next. And then we should be able to come back to him and put some parcels on under the tree then at the end of the parcel card. So we'll just leave him there for now. Get my raffle ticket out of the way. Okay, so while you're fussy cutting the polar bear, let's have another raffle prize, shall we? So, I know there are a couple of people who are going to be watching on the replay tonight, so it may well be that one of those was the holder of 351. So what have we got now? We've got, 350, 350. If 350 is your raffle ticket, let me know in the chat and tell me which of the 3 prizes you would like. But if 350 is you, do let me know and then I will stick your name on it. Anybody want to claim 350? And if it's you, which raffle prize would you like? Is it going to be one of those nights tonight where nobody who wins the raffle prizes is actually in the craft room? Oh no, it's us. Can we have the paper? Yes, you can have the paper. So it's Mum and Evelyn. And yes, you can have the paper, definitely. And here's the paper. And your name is on it. There we go. Brilliant. Fabulous. Okay, that's good then. Okay, so let's put the polar bear to one side for the time being, and we'll come back to him, like I say, once we've done our presents. Oops, I can pick up the card for this card. So let's do this one next. Okay, so you are going to need a trimmer for this because you're going to need to trim off a little portion of the edge of this card. You are going to need, let's have a measure. You're going to need to trim off about an inch. Yeah, no, an inch. You're going to need to take an inch off the edge. So for this one, you are going to need the real red card base, and like I say, you're going to take an inch off of the edge of that before you fold and crease it. You're going to need the piece of patterned paper that's got the presents on it, and I think, don't know, turn it round, see what you think. I think there's a right way up and a wrong way up for this. For me, a lot of the bows are at the top of the presents. So that means that that's the right way up for me. If I put it that way up, that would feel wrong to me. But you decide what you think is right for you. You should also have a strip, like a Nordic kind of strip of trees and stars and things. Just a little strip. That's going to go down the inside of your card. So that's the Nordic strip's going to go down there. Then you should also have a couple of deckled circles that layer one on top of the other, and hopefully something to go in the middle. And if you've used it up, Sally, then you may have to cut out another polar bear from your paper. So you might find you've got a polar bear that's got a parcel or you might find you've got one sitting with a scarf on, or just a plain polar bear. You might have another polar bear, hopefully, that you can chop up and cut out of your paper. So he's going to go in the middle. So let's get started. Let's start with the base of the card. So you're going to need your trimmer and scoreboard. Let's get the trimmer in. I'm just going to cut off 1 inch. So with the trimmer, you'll notice you've got measurements either side. I know a couple of you have bought trimmers recently, so it's worth noticing that you've got up to 1.5 inches to the right hand side of the cutting blade, as well as the full measurement to the left hand side. And obviously for bigger projects, you've also got the extendable arm that comes out as well. So it does go up to 17 inches, the trimmer. So for this card, you can put it in the right way round and just chop that inch off of the front there. So take that bit off, you're not going to need that bit. And then you're also going to need to cut, I'm just going to put that down out the way a minute, going to need to cut your patterned, your present paper. Get the right words out here in a minute. And let me just measure that so I can see how big the patterned, the paper is 3 inches. So you want to cut with it the right way up, like I said. Cut it so you've got 3 inches worth of patterned paper, and you also want to cut the length off it will need trimming at the bottom there. I like to have a border, so I cut mine at, if we're sticking with inches, I cut mine at 5 and 5 5/8 of an inch, or 14.3 centimeters. That's what mine chops off at. And then you've then got this piece of patterned paper left that you can cut some parcels out of to go around the bottom of your tree. So I'm going to put that to one side and we'll come back to that in a moment. The same goes for your piece of kind of Nordic red and blue paper. You need to cut that off similarly to 14.3 or what did I say, 5 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and then you can get your trimmer out of the way, so we don't need that for a bit. And we don't need that last bit of real red either, so we can get rid of that. There's the card base. Okay. So let's just go over the measurements again. Yes, got plenty of bears. Good, I'm glad, Sally, thank you. Just going over the measurements again. So you've got your card base, you're chopping 1 inch off the side, just 1 inch, okay, off of the edge, and then folding it over and creasing it with that inch missing. If I can find my bone folder again, it just keeps going walkabout across the table here. So you've then got that kind of missing piece down the side, okay. Then you've got your piece of, I can't really think, getting the words out, honestly. The Christmas present paper, and that is cut to 3 inches. And then I just chopped the bottom off. So it was 5 5/8 of an inch, or 14.3 centimeters. And the same with the length of this Nordic paper, and that's going to stick on the inside there. And it does overlap. It's not meant to, it is meant to go underneath the inside of the card, if that makes sense. So stick those bits of paper down first. I'm going to go with the inside piece first. You can see on the back of this paper, there's like little Arctic foxes and walruses and all kinds of things like that with the presents on the other side. And then I'm going to stick the presents paper on the front as well. There we go. I think it's getting to the end of its life. Is it going to make it till the end of the of this evening. I don't know, I'm not convinced. There we go. So you've then got your 2 pieces of patterned paper stuck to the front. Next thing to do is stick your circles together. So you just want a little bit on the back of your balmy blue circle and stick that to the centre of the Night of Navy circle. Oh, good job I put multi-purpose glue on it because it needed to slide around a little bit. And then your circle is going to overlap both pieces of paper. So when you open the card up, you will have a bit of the circle showing on the inside. So you want it to overlap. So again, you just need to be careful of where you're gluing, of course. So don't be tempted to stick glue over the whole of your circle. You just want it on one half of the circle, so that it does not glue your card shut. That would be disastrous. There we go. And then we need a sentiment and a little polar bear or something similar. So I am going to cut out, let me think, I'm going to cut out this one, I think, with the little present, as we've got presents. I'm actually going to go, because it's such an easy one to cut out, I'm going to go into the actual shape of it. If you can see as well, if you're not adept at fussy cutting, which is cutting using scissors rather than cutting using a punch or a die, for those of you who are new to it, you want to hold the scissors at 45 degrees to the paper and move the paper, not the scissors. So just twist the paper around and just hold the scissors in the right place. So just 45 degrees. But I can't resist using this little one, punching this little one out ready for when I want to make another card, and then I can get rid of this scrap of paper. There we go. I'll use him, I might even stick him on the inside, you know that? I might stick him on the inside. All the paper scrunched up, there we go, let's get rid of the scraps. I think we might stick him on the inside. So I'm going to put him down in the inside first. I'm going to stick him flat, I think. Walking into the card, there we go. And then the one with the present's going to go in the middle of the deckled circle here. And again, you need a few, whether you're using a different polar bear like me, or whether you're using the one on my original card with the little jumper on, you're going to need a few 3D pads, a few dimensionals. I'm stuck to my fingers now, so that he doesn't go saggy in the middle. There we go. And then another square sentiment at the bottom, so really easy to do. Let's get my card back. And it's a real red ink this time to go with the card base. I'm going to make a stamp of that one. Let's just have a look. That's not quite big enough. I'll use the square instead. Tap, tap, tap. Make makes it a bit easier when you line it up with the corner of a piece of cardstock as well. You know that you've got it reasonably square to start with, and then if you do want to use a trimmer, it's just a bit easier to use the trimmer to create that square. So I'm just going to clean my stamp with the Stampin' Scrub, and then I can put that one away. As you can see, my stamps in this set are well used already. I really like that set. I always like a bundle that's got comes with a punch. It's so much easier. Right, I think I'm going to chop that off, and then I'm going to trim it using the trimmer. Make it a bit easier to make sure I've definitely got a square, I think. Stuck to it. There we go. Nice square sentiment there. And then you can stick that one down in the corner, and I put that one on dimensionals as well. The other thing you could do as well, of course, is... Oh, hi, Zaina. Cute cards, thank you. The other thing that you could do as well is you could use the Wink of Stella on the little polar bears to give their coats a bit of a glisten. So let's try it on this one. Give them a bit of a snowy glisten. There we go. Let's see. Oh, that's cute, like that. Yeah, like that a lot. Can you see that? The camera's just not picking it up, and yet it picked it up beautifully on the trees. I don't know why it's not. It's glistening wonderfully. Can't beat this set. No, I totally agree with you. It's a really lovely set, isn't it? Can you see it? Don't know. I tip it backwards a little bit. No, it's just not picking it up. We'll wait and see. Maybe that when it's dry, it'll pick it up a bit better. So we'll go back to both those cards in a minute and pick it up and see if it's got it from when it's dry. Okay, so while that one's getting finished off, I'm going to go back to my card that needed the presents. So this one, if you remember, needs the presents at the bottom there. So I'm just going to chop up literally square fussy cutting. So you can't even really call this fussy cutting, can you? I mean, cutting out a square is when the square is there for you. It's really not that difficult, is it? Really easy. Let's put that one over there a minute. So I've got that one. Let's get the bow around the right way. Let's have a look. What else could I cut out? Like this one here in the middle. Let's have that one. Do like a big bow on top of a present. Doesn't matter what the contents is then, does it? Looks exciting, no matter what it is. Although I'm sure my children would disagree. But I like it. What else should we have? Let's have this red one here, shall we? The red spotty one. Because that's an easy cut, because it's just a square. There we go. So I've got my 3 presents and just need to stick those down as well then. Let's get rid of that a minute. There we go, I had odd messages popping up. Right, so you can see I've got 1 behind the tree and then 2 on 3D pads. So I'm going to do the same again. So I'm going to put some glue on the bigger present and stick that one poking out from behind the tree. And then the others, I'm going to put on a dimensional behind each one. And just overlap the base of the tree. Put them in a bit of an angle if you want. There we go. So that is both of those cards are now finished because we've used the presents paper. So we've got both of those done. Okay, so how is everybody getting on? Give me some thumbs up if you are still with me. Yeah, fabulous. Oh my goodness. Lots of thumbs up. That's wonderful. Good, good, good. Okay, well, I'll just leave those on the table a moment while you're finishing those off so that you can just see those. We'll have another raffle prize, shall we? And then, unbelievably, we've just got one more to go, which I can't believe that's gone so fast this evening. Right, so one more raffle prize, and our raffle prize is, let's have that one that's, oh no, let's have that one that's tucked up inside there. So it is number 352. Gosh, honestly, you couldn't write it, could you? That's 350, 351 and 352. Would you believe it? So 352, who is number 352? If you're with me this evening, please tell me. And would you like the pumpkin pie string or a pack of coffin treat boxes ready for Halloween? So which would you like? 352. Who's got number 352? Let's find the tape. Who's got 352? Nope. Nobody going to admit to having 352. That must be then another one of our people who'll be watching on the replay. So I'm going to stick that one to my camera stand as well. Okay, right, let's pack these ones out the way. Just leave that. Oh, I think the Wink of Stella has dried actually, so that's good. I don't know if you can see the glistening anymore on his body. No, it's just not picking it up, is it? I wonder why that is. That's so strange when it picked it up so well on the trees earlier on. Never mind. Okay, we'll put these to one side. Okie dokie. So our final card is the one that you're going to have to delve in your stash to find something to go in the middle. Or you may well have another polar bear or something that you can use to put in the middle. Who knows? We'll see. I might hang on to this one actually because I might put that one. I like that one with the green scarf on, so I might put him in the middle of mine this time. So for this last card, you are going to need your Pretty Peacock card base. You've got some more of the Walk in the Forest paper, but this is the one with the pine leaves and berries on it. It's got pine needles on the back. You're going to need, you have a little square that's been embossed, and it's been embossed with the fern foliage, but you could do this technique using any embossing folder. Doesn't have to be the fern foliage. And then you've got these little strips. So they're very thin little strips. And that's what's going to create this kind of kaleidoscope effect around the outside. I honestly cannot remember what this card is called, what the technique is called. So if anybody can remember what it's called, please put it in the chat, and then people can go and look up other examples of this card being made, because it is it's a pretty cool card design. And I will tell you right now that I am not teaching you what, it's not the proper way, what is it called? The original way to make this card. This is the cheats version, which is now very, very popular because it's quicker and easier to make. But this is the cheats version of this card, okay? So to start with, same as always, we're just going to fold that card base over and crease it using the bone folder. There we go. So that's our starting point. And then you are going to, now normally in the original version of this card, you would cut a hole out of the middle, but we're not going to do that because we're just going to put this one on top. So the next thing to do is to stick, no it isn't, forget that. If you've started sticking, stop sticking. Put your card base to one side. Let's put it out the way so we don't do that because we're going to cut off the ends of these and we won't be able to do that if it's stuck to the card base. So your next thing is to, and this works really well if you have got some kind of grid paper or some way of lining up your patterned paper so that you can see where the center of the card is. So that you want these 2 points because you're going to put your embossed square on as a diamond. Hi Amber, I'm so glad you can join us. I'll go through the raffle tickets in a moment. There's a couple outstanding. Yeah, so we want the top and bottom point of the diamond to run straight through the middle of your piece of patterned paper. You don't want it to be twisted, and you also want the sides to be level as well. So I am going to line up my grid paper with where I want. I'm going to count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's put it in the middle there. So this line here now, this darker line is going to be my center. And this line here is going to be my center for the sides. There we go. So I'm going to stick some glue on the back of there. So it's really handy if you've either got grid paper or if you don't have grid paper, if you've got some way of being able to set your paper so that you can mark where those central points are. So I'm going to go side to side, top to bottom. There we go. You can eyeball it, obviously. Oh, prizes. Yeah, prizes. You obviously can eyeball it, but it's a lot safer if you don't eyeball it, frankly. Okay. So I'm just going to stop there a moment to allow people to stay with me, because the next thing you're going to do is to add the green strips. It's garden green is the colour, and you're going to add those first and then add the cherry cobbler afterwards. Okay, so we're going to start with the garden green and then we're going to move on to the cherry cobbler afterwards. Okay, so I'll just hang on, I don't want to go without people. So once you've got your piece of fern embossed paper stuck to the front of your patterned paper, give me some thumbs up so that I know it's okay to carry on. And if anybody can remember what this card is called, please tell me, because I can't. Okay, I've only got one thumbs up, so I'm going to hang on a minute because I don't want to go racing off without people. Basically what you're going to do going forward is you're going to obviously add these strips around the edge of the card. But what you need to do is allow enough of a gap so that the strips all kind of match up next to each other in that sort of kaleidoscopy kind of way. So you may need to line one up while you're sticking another one down, if that makes sense, so that you'll be able to see where the edge will need to be and how far up it will need to go. So if you've got to the point where you're happy, you're ready to go on to adding the strips on, then give me some thumbs up. It is, well, yeah, you would think it's some kind of aperture card, wouldn't you? I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. I don't think it is a kaleidoscope card, but I'll find out. I'll find out what it's called and I'll let you know. Let everybody know. And then you can go and hunt down on Pinterest other versions of this card and find other ways of, other things you can do with it. No, it's not iris folding, no. But good try, but no, it's not iris folding. Amber, while we're just hanging on, waiting for people to be ready, the raffle ticket numbers are 351 and 352. If you've got either of those, you are a winner, and I will tell you the prizes once I finish this card. It is like the aperture on a camera. It is like the aperture on a camera. I completely agree with you. It is. But I don't think it's called an aperture card. I can't remember. I should have written it down, really. That would be 352. Woohoo! Jolly good. Okay, you've won a prize, and I'll tell you what the choices are in a moment. Right, okay. Let's go on to putting these strips on. So, what you need to do is lay one of the green strips right on the top of the white card, on the top of the fern, but right up to the edge of the fern, okay? So don't stick it down, just lay it over the edge there, so that shows you where this strip has to butt up against, okay? And then what you'll need to do is add a little bit of glue to the end. In fact, you can measure it first and see how much glue you're going to need, so how far down the strip you're going to need to go. And you don't need very much glue. You might even be better off using a fine tip glue for this. So not too much at all. My glue is particularly juicy today because I've literally just opened a new one. And then you butt it up to the edge of the white, but also butt it up to this strip that you've just put down there so that you can see where that's going to go. But this time you're going to take that strip all the way over and off the edge of the card. So all the way over and off the edge of the card, okay? Let's put a lid on that a minute. And then you need to chop off the excess before you do the next one. Yeah, on top of the white, Sally, on top of the white. Okay, so all the way off the edge of the patterned paper, okay? And then this strip that you just used as a kind of a measure, you can just get out of the way for the time being. So then the next strip butts up against that one, and on the top of the white, and then again all the way to the bottom of the card. So this time it'll go off the edge, along the bottom corner. So work out how much glue you need, and then you're going to glue the most of the length of the strip for this one. It's quite a long strip, this one. So you're just starting underneath that first strip that you put on, but right up against the edge of the white again, and then carry it straight down in a straight line over the edge of the card, and the same again, chop off the excess. And this time you'll only be left with a tiny little bit, so you can just discard that little bit. And then you just keep going around the aperture, for want of a better word. So keep working around, turning the card around, butt it up. You know, I'll show you a bit closer to the camera. So you're butting it up next to that green, along the edge of the white and off the edge of the patterned paper. Okay. So again, measure how far you need to glue so that you don't glue the entire strip. So up against the green strip you've already got in place, along on top of the white, and out the side, and then turn it over, snip off the excess. And then the very last bit of the green is taking you back to where you first started. So again, it's going over the edge, and it is actually going to fill in the gap that you made at the very beginning. And snip off the excess again. Get rid of that bit because you don't need that bit now. Here we go, and that's all of your green finished then. And then you're going to do exactly the same with the red, only the red is a little bit easier because you've got your lines, you've already got your lines to follow. So you're literally just going to kind of go around the edge on the outside edge of those green lines. So that one is going to about there. And this time, obviously, it's on top of the patterned paper, not on top of the white or the green. But just keep moving round, and each time you've filled in a gap, snip off the edge, turn it round, and then fill in the next one until you've layered them the whole way around the card. So you've got red and green all the way around the edge of the card. It's quite easy actually to kind of slide it in next to the green strip once you've got the green ones in place. It's pretty easy. Just snip off the excess each time, get rid of those the little bits. There we go. Snip off the excess. It's quite a nice process actually because it's nice and repetitive, so sometimes that's quite relaxing to do, isn't it? That repetitive nature of these kind of things. So this is the last one. And just snip off that little excess again. And then you can just be nice and firm with pressing those strips down. Make sure they're not going to move anywhere at all. And then you can go and stick it on your card front. Oh yeah, my Stampin' Seal has come to the end of its life. Look, there we go. Well, that's pretty good. It lasted till the end of the last card, so I'm going to add a bit of tape to this one to finish it off. A bit of tear and tape. And then I can add a refill afterwards. Right, now just make sure you've got your aperture at the right way. You've got the aperture at the top of the card. And because it's a bit more bulky, just make sure that you're really smoothing it down as well, because you will find, because you've added all those little strips, that it will kind of wrinkle the card a little bit. And then you just need to find something to go in the middle. So I am going to have my little polar bear with his scarf, I think, because he's too cute and I like him. So you could have leaves, berries, holly leaves, pretty much anything really. Anything that's Christmassy in the middle, a pile of presents, whatever you fancy. I'm going to go with this one because his scarf matches the greenery as well. So if you order the sweet share for this one, I will be sending you lots of different ideas for other cards that you can make using this suite as well. So you don't just get the kit of goodies, you'll get a load of ideas as well for how to use the suite going forward. So I've got lots of other card samples that I will share with you. And then I've got 'Tis the Season in the bottom there, but actually I'm going to go with another one from the Beary Cute Christmas with my Pretty Peacock again. I think we'll have, let's have a look. Will the Merry Christmas fit on the bottom there? Yeah, pretty much. I think we'll go with that one then. How can I fussy cut so quickly? Loads of practice. Don't shy away from the fussy cutting. Embrace the fussy cutting is what I say. Embrace the fussy cutting and you will get quicker at it, I promise you. And the trick, as I was saying before, the trick is to move the paper, not the scissors. That is the trick. Hold the scissors still and just twist the paper, not the scissors. That is the trick. Let's get rid of the ink pad before I make a mess. Okay. Can I be... No, I don't think I can trust myself to cut this one straight, so I think I'm gonna get my trimmer again and cut it with the trimmer. Fussy cutting's one thing, but cutting sentiments when they're really thin like this straight is just a whole nother level of skill that I don't have, basically. There we go. That's better. Ooh, that's not very square end there, is it? Don't mind cutting the ends off. Let's put these on dimensionals as well. No, that's a bad idea. More fussy cutting equals more missing fingers. You just need more practice, that's all. There we go. So that is card number 4. Should we add a bit more? Let's add a bit more Wink of Stella to him, shall we? Make his little white coat sparkly. There we go. Can we see the sparkle on that one? No. It's bizarre. I don't know why it's not showing up so much. Hold it that way. No. Okay, well, you'll just have to trust me. I'm afraid that there is definitely Wink of Stella on there. Okay, I'll just put those up there a moment. So, Amber, you have a choice of coffin treat boxes, 12 coffin treat boxes, or pumpkin pie twine. Which would you like? 12 coffin treat boxes, and they look, I think you might have seen these actually when you were at my house. They look like this when they're made up. Well, I've added some pattern paper and some glow-in-the-dark bats and ghosts, but that's what they're reasonably large treat boxes. So, which number was it? It was 352, wasn't it, I think? Let me just go back and have a quick look. Yeah, 352, yeah. So, which would you like? Coffin treat boxes or pumpkin pie string? Twine, even. And I will save it for you for Coffee Club. Twine, cool. Coffins look great, but too late for the shirt. Okay, no problem. They are good, actually. I really enjoyed making mine up. There we go. The twine is yours. And therefore, the coffin treat boxes belong to whoever number 351 is. All right. Right then, let's get rid of my raffle ticket as you're welcome, didn't want that. Okay, let's bring in the cards, shall we? Let's see. So this is what we've made tonight. So we have made the, whatever this design is called, we're going to call it an aperture card for now because we can't think of anything else to call it. That one. We've got the good old deckled circle with the polar bear and the Christmas tree. And then we've got the polar bear with the cut off front and the deckled circles. And then we've got the bears with the Christmas trees walking in the woods, in the winter woodland. So, they just about fit them all on the page there. Just about. There we go. Fit them all on. Fab. Wonderful. Okay. So, let's just to recap quickly. The sweet share is this set of papers here on page 23. You get half a pack of those. And you also get half a pack of the Walk in the Forest papers, which is on page 5, these ones down the side here. So that's the 2 papers that you're looking at in the sweet share, along with some of the beautiful ribbon, which we used at the weekend, and also some of the adhesive backed glitter sequins as well, and some other bits and pieces. You've got some of these cards and envelopes and various other bits and pieces. So if you want to join in the sweet share for October, you need to let me know ideally by the end of the weekend if you want to join in the sweet share, but definitely by Tuesday because the last day to order it is Tuesday. But if you can let me know by the end of the weekend if you want to join that, then that would be fantastic, because I would like to place an order on Sunday night ideally. Let's just turn the camera out again a minute. There we go. Hopefully it's come back. There we go. Hello. Hello everybody. Okay, let me just tighten my camera stand a minute so it doesn't go flying. There we go. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so, and also the joining offer runs out on Tuesday, like I said. But there's loads of things going on at the moment. There's lots of online crafting, lots of, we've done some in person, we've got some more in person to come up, and lots of offers and different ideas and techniques and things. If you're ever short of ideas and you think, oh, I've got to make a card for so-and-so or for this occasion, that occasion, don't know where to go, just hop on over to my blog, papercraftwithjenny.co.uk, and you'll find lots of instructions there. At the moment, the card that we did last month at Coffee Club, which is also from this suite, this month at Coffee Club even, that one is on there with the instructions on how to make it. And I'm going to be posting all the photos of everything that we made at the Christmas extravaganza, so you'll be able to see all the things that we made there as well in the next few weeks. And coming up to Christmas, as I've said before, and as we've done every year since the beginning of COVID, really, to keep everybody going, I will be doing, hopefully Evelyn will be joining me, free, I don't think she's moved in with my mum yet, but wouldn't be surprised. We're going to be doing free mini makes using products from your stash. That's what you've asked for again this year. So that is what we're going to be delivering. I've got loads of ideas. I've got some quick and simples, and I've got some cool technique-y things as well. And we've got gift tags. We've got treat boxes, we've got, all kinds of decorations, all kinds of things that we've got. So we'll be doing a bit of everything in the mini makes running up to Christmas. Okay, so look out for that as well. And just finally to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you would like to share photographs of what you have made, that would be really lovely, and you will be entered into the prize draw on Sunday night if you do that. So I will put another post on in a moment with photos of my cards, and if you can put your photos underneath in the comments, then you will be entered into the prize draw, as will everybody who has ordered from me this month as well. And that includes if you've done a sweet share, or if you've actually placed an online order or an in-person order with me, whichever. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I will see you again soon.